strap up and wrap up if you must deal with the women today. And you know what I'm talking about. What's up, folks? So when I say that, like, men need to double down on their masculinity, never before has it been so very important that men actually hold down their frame. Because at every step of the way, if you look at what's going on, if you just take a look around you, everything is changing and we're being squeezed into a very tight box. Okay, so now I know everybody have heard this ridiculousness of this actress who now wants to come out as a transgender male. From Elan to Elliot, I just think these people have serious problem and they need help. They really do. But they would say they don't. So this is the United States of America. This is the Western world. This is the Western democracy as we know it. You know what I'm saying? This is it. Where if you are a kid who is confused about your sexual identity, you know, you're brave. If you are a female that come out and say you are transgender male, you want to be identified as a he, you're brave for doing it. And if you are men that claim your masculinity, and all of a sudden you're labeled as toxic masculinity. And I know it's very hard sometimes for a lot of people who just have had their heads up their asses for too long to actually see what's going on, because this is a trend. You know, it's something that has been taking place for a very long time. It is not something just pop out of nowhere and just now everybody is like, well, what's going on here? No, this is a trend. This is all a continuum. So I always stress for men to really be in control of their relationship, because what happened is the powers that be, the elites, they understand that in order to get certain things to be pushed, they have to go through women. The world exists as it is, so men still have to deal with women and women still have to deal with men. So you want to know the type of female that you're dealing with, because at the end of the day, she is going to be what is used to push your children in directions that you don't really want them to go. And if you're not in control of the relationship, then she's in control of the relationship. And if she's in control of the relationship, then there's no telling which direction your children would go. There's no telling what ideology she will allow to pervade into the mind of your children. Okay? This world is perverted. This world, as we know it, is perverted. And they coming after children. Okay? It's very sad that we pay attention to a lot of celebrities and stars and movie stars, or whatever the heck they call them these days. But we pay attention to these people and you don't pay attention to the things that they support. You see, the things that they support is really them. Is really their values, is really the things that they believe in. And you supporting them and you loving them, by default, you're taking on their bad qualities just as much as you're taking on their good qualities. Okay? You got women like Cardi B being praised on Billboard for saying the most, ridiculous stuff. And it's like, when I say that this society does not foster or raise mothers, it doesn't, because it's just the mothers, the small portion of mothers and women that are good, they are shown. They are covered under the pile of the city girls, the Cardi B's, the Nicki Minaj, the Amber Rose. They are covered, the Kardashians, they are covered under these types of women. And these are the ones they push towards you. These are the ones that are influencing your children. These are the ones that are influencing your daughters. Okay? So it's really, really important for men nowadays to know how to vet, to pick one that's actually worthwhile. The majority of them are just not worthwhile, period. And it's very hard to get people to actually understand and accept reality, because the person who is speaking about reality is not gonna be everyone's favorite, because they're gonna say things that's not really favorable. That's not talk about by the populace. So the unpopular truth is that we living in a modern world where women are becoming extremely ridiculous, and you have to take into account that if you're gonna deal with one, you have to make sure you vet her thoroughly, and you have to understand that if she's not going to submit to your will, if she's not going to submit to your leadership, if she's not going to submit to your values, okay, then she will eventually run this relationship. And by running the relationship, she will eventually be making decisions about what school your children go to, what shows they attend. And look, I mean, I don't have to tell you, look how Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union and their son and their kid, look what happened to them. You think this happened because I'm sure at some point in time this was not what Dwayne Wade wanted for his son, but he is part of the establishment. He is part of the cool cats. He is part of the in crew. So he has to go with the flow. So you don't want to be put in a position where you're now have to be forced to go with the flow of what's going on. You are the man. You are the captain of your ship. You need to sail it to your own liking, period. You don't let no women come. That's why I tell guys it's actually very important to find yourself. Find yourself, because every decision that you make is going to be based on who you think you are. And if you think if you don't know who you are, I know it's a very weird paradox that exists in this world, where it's like, on one hand, the only way to find yourself is to make a whole bunch of mistakes, and then you find yourself that way. So you have to go through the trials and errors. So in that process, always try to be very smart and very wise in your decision, and strap up and wrap up if you must deal with the women today. And you know what I'm talking about, because what happened is, once you have a child with her, that cannot be undone. This will follow you forever. And if you don't do things that she wants you to do, and if she doesn't really, will you guys get to a point where you have to part ways, and she's not in exactly in alignment with your values and your beliefs? Of course, then where she's going to lead your child may not be somewhere you're too fond of. It's just when you hear these things and you just know, the monster is well and alive, and it's coming for your children too. Earl Nightingale says, the only difference between a man and a pig is that a man can control his emotion, and he can reason logically. Other than that, he is no different from a pig. So you want to be logical, and you want to have the power to control your emotion. That way, you're not ruled by just your sexual urges. You're not ruled by just what's going on in the world. You are being mindful and staying focused, because your decisions might just cost you the rest of your life. Okay? So